Well, good morning, everyone. All of you fine people and fine friends. Wow. What a day. What a day. Now, I am planning a 9/11 memorial in a few hours. I really hope everyone's there because this is a day that didn't just change America, but changed the whole world. And I hate to combine cases because I think it's rude. I think it's rude. I think it's disrespectful. I truly do. But what happened in New York on September 11th changed the entire world. Of course, most America. I remember 2 weeks after 9/11, and I was on a plane basically by myself flying to Baton Rouge to go to a meeting at Honeywell. I had chills upon chills. Let's please take a minute, which we should take the whole day, truthfully, to remember what happened on September 11th. First, we'll start with a song.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. But I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
people forgot Pearl Harbor. It didn't take them but a couple of generations. Crazy. Now, can you all keep a secret? There's 160 of you in here right now. Think that. Feel that love, Nano. God bless the USA. I had a very disturbing phone call at 2:31 a.m. This is my son. And he is being deployed again. Well, you can just imagine how much coffee I had to drink. There's a lot going on in this world. Snow, you better calm your ass down. Look at Snow. Damn it, Snow. Snow, you can't be my daughter-in-law. You're after J.D. Huff. And by the way, this is an older picture, okay? Damn it, Snow. Now, Snow, I would take you shopping every weekend. I'd be the best mother-in-law in the world. Look at that. Just Me said, down, girl. Down, girl. I had to beat the girls off my sons all the time. You wouldn't believe it. I had one that used to show up at the house all the time going, have you talked to him? Have you talked to him? Have you talked to him? Sonia Allen said, can you say where? No. Easy answer. You know why? Because I don't know. He won't tell me. Pam Davidson said, well, your sons are taken, right? All but one. Yep. Yep. So I don't know where he's going to go. I have no idea. Look at that. V. Oakley, daughter in Air Force is being deployed too. When did you get that call? Because right after I tried to call my older son that's in the Air Force, and I got a text back that said, Mama, I'm sleeping. I'm like, well, you're not sleeping because you texted me back. Okay. It doesn't make that much sense. Tanya, my son is deployed right now. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I've been through deployment before, but with what's going on right now, Jamie, is he single? No, he is married. He is married. He is married. I better take his picture down or he will never tell me anything again. So again, we are right now talking about 9/11. I'm going to collect myself. What the Fuzz said, thank you, mamas, for raising such brave men. Very easy. Very easy, What the Fuzz. My children had chores, and they suffered a lot of mental abuse from me. Okay? A lot. It wasn't a day that went on when I said, well, if you don't pick that up, you're not going to eat again. If you don't pick that up, you won't get more clothes. Well, this grass isn't going to cut itself. So, I'm not the best mom in the world. And don't get me wrong, as my children will sit in front of me at Christmas, Thanksgiving, and different holidays, they will laugh about things I have said and done. And they'll be like, they will still conspire to this day, okay? At 28, 29, and 31. And they'll say, hey, let's figure out how to get mom pissed off. They did it one time right in front of DT Driver. Well, Greg. And I just came unfucking glued in the kitchen. I said, are you fucking people out of your mind? I said, sit the fuck down. And Greg's just sitting there like, oh, hell, now she's going to take it out on me. Son, he's like, oh. So Greg tries to collect the boys and says, please don't piss her off because I'll hear about this for days. Y'all know. All right, this is 9/11 as events unfolded. Okay? And then I promise we're going to get to the show about Sebastian.
11, are you trying to call?
Our number 1 is in staff, and our 5 is in staff.
Hey, I'm going to call from Washington. How you have a situation with American learned a possible hijack?
What's going on, Betty? The crap is erratic again. Problem, very erratic. Betty, talk to me.
I just got a text message from my husband, and he said, "Why did I have to find out about this on your show?" And I said, "Because I'm upset, but I was told to keep a secret. I've only told, 265 people now, but I kept it to myself. I can't keep a secret, y'all. If there's something that you need put in the safe, don't give it to me. Cat will tell you. Cat will tell you."
Betty, are you there? Betty? Betty?
A plane just
What?
the 737.
What?
The World Trade
Who are you
Center.
talking to?
Oh God. Oh my God.
United 175, New York. We have some problems over here right now. We might have a hijack over here, 2 of them. Jules, this is Ryan. Lives on an airplane that's been hijacked. If things will go well, I'm good to go. I just want you to know I absolutely love you. I want you to do good. So happy to find. Same to my parents and everybody. And I just totally love you, and I'll see you later. Bye, babe.
What are those people going to do? All the elevators are blocked out.
Oh my God. So both towers are now.
Okay, I got an aircraft 6 miles east of the White House.
Hello? Crystal City, just north of Crystal City.
Just to the north of your town.
Yeah, stop all departures.
I got this guy hit. Don't put me in that. God damn, I can't protect my NC.
Liza, who was working by the Twin Towers, she told us this story last year, which it's still important. I was in a hospital getting ready for victims who never arrived. It changed everything. Can we all please celebrate Liza with everything she had to go through? There's my husband, DT driver. I was a young officer watching it live on the news, getting ready to go on duty. Yeah, didn't your dad call you, Greg?
Yeah.
United 93, that traffic for you is 1 o'clock, 12 miles eastbound 370.
Negative contact, we're looking, United 93.
United 93, Cleveland, if you hear the center ident.
I got that bit to dock. You remaining to be. You have the ball, boys.
Tuesday, 9:47 a.m.
Hi, baby. Baby, you have to listen to me carefully. I'm on a plane that's been hijacked. I'm on the plane. I'm calling from the plane. I want to tell you I love you. Please tell my children that I love them very much. And I'm so sorry, babe. I hope to be able to see your face again, baby. I love you. Bye.
We're 56865. We have, I believe it is a Boeing 757. Can you see him up there, sir?
That's confirmed. It looks like he's rocking his wings.
Roger.
He's rocking back and forth.
We're 56865. I advise you stay away from that aircraft. Go north as fast as you can.
United 93. Have you got information on that yet?
Yeah, he's down.
He's down?
Yes.
When did he land?
He did not land.
Oh, he's down?
Yeah,
Down?
somewhere up northeast of Camp David.
Word to the wise, the certain powers that be don't want us talking about this. They don't want us talking about this. My husband said a couple of days later, I got deployed down for 24-hour shifts. He did. He did. Right in the heart of it.
Sean, it's me. I just want to let you know I love you, and I'm stuck in this building in New York. There's lots of smoke, and I just wanted you to know that I love you always.
At number 2 World Trade Center, right? 80 was students in the walking. We're not ready to die, but it's getting bad.
I'm on the 83rd floor. I'm gonna die, aren't I? No. Say I'm gonna die.
Ma'am, say your prayers. We're gonna think positive because you gotta help each other get off the floor.
I'm gonna die.
That's the attack of war. That's what it is.
Yeah. No, I wasn't living in New York. No, on that day, I was at work in Catoosa, Oklahoma, and we had a TV in the break room, and I went upstairs, and I said, there's something going on, and it's not a movie trailer. And the boss, his son, other people sent everyone home. They were closing down schools, everything, because the entire nation was under attack. We do know that as a fact. But I'm going to do a show about 9/11 later in the day if you all are up for it. Who the hell's calling me? Hang on, who's calling me? Hello? Linda, I'm doing a show. Okay, hang on. God, I get so sick of that shit. All right, let's get to it. A lot of stuff went on yesterday, and I mean a lot. And I hate to switch topics. I hate it, because we know what's on our mind today. And that, of course, is 9/11. But a lot of things went on yesterday, okay? Wyatt Earp and the gang showed up to church. I think what Seth doesn't understand, rightfully so, because no one can be in his shoes, his boots, whatever he's wearing, is you get more bees with honey. There's not going to be any answers now. Since Wyatt Earp went and sat across from Mullet Man, I will never understand when Temu started selling mullets for Chris Proudfoot. Look at Mullet Man. I see you, Lauren. The fuck is going on here? Some people say, oh, you're being ridiculous. You're being ridiculous. You're being ridiculous. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. If you remember the case of Gannon Stout, his father, Al, had a lot of inside information about his son Gannon. One was a ton of forensics from his room. A ton. He got wired up from the FBI and had to play nice with Letitia. They were ready to prosecute without a body. They were. But they had enough forensics at the time. In Sebastian's case, they don't. Now, I'm getting conflicting information about what happened yesterday. Some people are saying that Bullhorn Betty has a private attorney. Some people are saying no, she was assigned a public defender. I don't really care either way. And as you can see, that's clearly Katie in the courtroom. What is pissing me off so bad in this case is this huge division between Katie and Seth. Look, I'm not looking for them to recreate their first date or their wedding. I'm not looking for that at all. No. But you stay on friendly terms because there's no way you're going to get any information from Bullhorn Betty, who's never been to Hendersonville before. She can't get information from law enforcement. No way. No way. Al Stout knew. The only way to get information out of Letitia is to get wired up and talk to her. Aesop's Fable, I don't know what you're going on about. I don't know what you're doing. I'm just going to go ahead and ban you. I don't have time for bullshit today. I really don't. And he had to suck it up and be as nice as he could possibly be to Letitia in order to get some information. Some. So we have the oldies version of Billy Ray Cyrus sitting there next to Katie. And we have Wyatt Earp in the gang. I would love to know who Seth thought he was there to impress. Is he trying to impress Betty or Katie? Honestly, not my business, but the whole thing is ridiculous. So when you hear people screaming, what about Sebastian? I thought it was about Sebastian. This has never been about Sebastian. Then look at this. Look at this. Look at these three. Look at Wyatt Earp. Look at that. Look at Mullet Man and Mullet Mama. What do you mean it's not about Sebastian? There is not one damn case we can talk about where we're going to sit there and talk about a victim's favorite color. Oh, they love to go fishing, and oh my gosh, they loved drinking Kool-Aid. No. I know my friend Justin gets it all the time. He gets all kinds of people coming in saying, why aren't you talking about Sebastian? What do you mean? What do you mean? It's all about Sebastian. You think the FBI put up $50,000? I don't care about the other stuff. I don't care about that. You think the FBI put up $50,000 for answers? Because it's not about Sebastian. It doesn't make any sense. All right, let's get to it.
And a missing boy's parents appearing in court today, but it did not bring them any closer to finding their son. Sebastian Rogers disappeared from Hendersonville back in February. His family was in the courtroom today for a YouTuber accused of harassing and stalking Sebastian's mother and step-grandparent.
Okay, and they were all there. They were all there. Hello, Julie Wright. They were all there. What a great comment from Justin. In my opinion, Chris ate all the snacks they say Sebastian would come eat on Chris and Katie. Tell us what you done. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so there's Chris walking through. We already saw Wyatt Earp. There he is. A lot of people ask, why the protective order? Why the protective order? Listen, I'm not the DA. Certainly not the judge. It comes to two things. She did make statements that could look threatening. And I know there is a lot of people that get the protective orders in Sebastian's case intertwined. They don't realize they're two totally separate issues. Other people have been around their home. Other people have tacked up flyers, tried to visit neighbors, you name it. The difference is, in my opinion, she did make some threats. One mentioned a machete. Another one mentioned a pew-pew. It did. Now, what's really strange is out of her mouth, she said her attorney told her not to talk to the news, but she jumped straight on YouTube. Listen, if you're told to stay away, then stay away, please. You're not going to catch anything more than a carp with muddy water, okay? They're not going to find Sebastian. They're not going to. If they could find him, they would have already done it. Chris would have found him. Katie, who was home, would have found him. Seth would have found him. Somebody would have found him. No one knows a child's hiding places, their friends, their internet behavior, hiding places, whatever, what they like to do more than the people that live with them. But he evaporated.
Now, an order of protection banned Andra Griffin, who's also known as Bullhorn Betty, from having any sort of contact with the family, directly or indirectly. Court documents also claim she violated.
I have a question. Debbie said, peas in a pod, Don threatened Josh too. Well, no one did anything about it. No one filed a police report. No one tried to get a protective order. Law enforcement is not going to sit there and watch YouTube all day to see who's getting picked on. You have to file something.
Violated that. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry was in the Sumner County courtroom to try to get both sides of this story.
Sebastian Rogers' mother, stepfather, and step-grandparents have largely remained out of the media, but they claim Bullhorn Betty has stalked and harassed them. The courtroom was split today into two sides. The YouTuber and Sebastian's father, Seth, sat on one side. His mom, Katie, stepfather, Chris, and step-grandparents were on the other side. Court documents claim Bullhorn Betty violated the order of protection by mentioning the family on a live stream. The brief hearing ended with the judge saying the matters would be heard on October 10th. Seth Rogers tells me it was frustrating to sit in a courtroom while his son is still missing.
It is extremely frustrating that I have to come here to support somebody, which I don't mind coming here to support somebody that's supporting my goal of finding my son. But the fact that I have to come here because four people, want to put restraining order against somebody who's just trying to find my son, and yet Sebastian is supposed to be her son as well.
Damn good for you, Seth. I am glad. And it takes what it takes. If this is what it took for him to get that soundbite in, let me tell you what. Hats off to Seth. I want a huge round of applause. That's right, Seth. And protection orders are different in every county and every state. Something was said that got it for those four. The best thing to do is don't talk about them. Don't go around them. But that was a great statement. Look at Pat Kay. She said, call it like you see it, Seth. I understand his frustration. I do. I cannot say what I would do if my child was missing. I don't know. I don't know if I would be laying in bed screaming and crying. I don't know if I would go to the doctor and have to get medication. I don't know. I just don't know what I would do. But I would be demanding 1,000,005 answers from the last person that was around my child. And if this is the way to get it done, it's the way to get it done. It seems like it's not going to work because she has to go back to court in October. And it looks like with all the violations, it's not going to work her way. It's not going to work her way.
In a courtroom while his son is still missing.
It is extremely frustrating that I have to come here to support somebody, which I don't mind coming here to support somebody that's supporting my goal of finding my son. But the fact that I have to come here because four people, want to put restraining order against somebody who's just trying to find my son, and yet Sebastian is supposed to be her son as well.
Seth added that he believes Andra is only exercising her First Amendment right and has not done anything illegal. I also spoke with Sebastian's stepfather, Chris Proudfoot, who says he has no comment at this time. In Gallatin, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
Of course he has no comment. Of course he has no comment. How can he have a comment? How can Chris Proudfeet have a comment? How can Mullet Man have a comment considering he did not want Sebastian around. How could he? How could Chris Proudfeet have a comment knowing that he wanted custody of his daughter over Sebastian? How can he have a comment when he went behind Katie's back, Mrs. Mullet Man, and called Seth and said, "You're going to take him"?
The Sebastian Rogers case is heating up with a $100,000 reward for information leading to his whereabouts, or the arrests and conviction of those responsible for his disappearance. Dog the Bounty Hunter is on the case, and apparently new leads suggest that Sebastian is alive, is taken care of, and attending school under a different name. His mother, Katie, and her husband, Chris Proudfoot, has been out of the media eye ever since Chris's daughter, Faith, went to stay with them for the summer. They haven't done any media.
And they lied in that court paperwork. They lied in that court paperwork. They said they have been cleared in the case of the missing teenager. And I want to know who gave him that damn spiral perm in the back of that head of his.
Interviews after that. Katie never spoke out to keep her son's name out there, nothing. The latest from them was probably a statement from their lawyer, thanking the FBI for the $50,000 reward. Yesterday, we got a glimpse after months of the Proudfoots. They were in court for Bullhorn Betty's violating the protection order case. The Proudfoots look extremely different, especially Chris Proudfoot. To be honest with you, I could barely recognize him. I saw a bunch of photos of him in court floating around on Facebook. I had to second guess whether that was really him or not. Turns out it is Chris. He just looks very different from the Chris we saw earlier in this case, during his on-camera interviews. Seth was also in court yesterday, standing by Bullhorn Betty's side with Tony Mathis, and they were fully in support of Betty. Seth was in a suit, first time I've ever seen pictures of him in a suit, and he said that Betty is only trying to help find his son. Seth said that he hopes her First Amendment rights are addressed in court. The brief hearing ended Tuesday with the judge saying the matters would be heard on Thursday, October 10th.
Okay, great comment from the chat. Notice the reporter didn't talk to Katie. You know why? Because every time she has spoken, it's kind of like a Jen Soto situation. They find inconsistencies. They find lies. They find changing stories.
So, she will be back in court next month. Tony Mathis said they are very happy in the direction.
You know what? I'm going to start a GoFundMe to get Bullhorn Betty's freaking hair done, because that is not what I would call an ombre. That is called, she's got gray roots and an old dye job. Okay? I don't know why people think no one can see the back of your head. All right? That is called a grow out. You raised all that money for an attorney. It appears online you have a public defender after you got money for an attorney. Let me tell you what, girl, I can help you fix it. Look at that. Woo! Paper slut. I thought she looked pretty good. Boom, chicka, wow, wow. Boom, chicka, wow, wow. Boom, chicka, wow, wow. Damn. Paper slut. Paper slut's after her.
direction the case is heading. He said, "She did not ever step on private property. She did not ever follow or harass anybody, and those facts will come out in court. In my opinion, I feel that the Proudfoot should use all this time and energy to search for Sebastian. This is distracting from the main focus of all of this, to find."
And I have to disagree with Evil Exists on this one when he says this all takes away from the main focus of Sebastian. Look, it is still about Sebastian. Please do not think that the FBI, the TBI, Sumner County believe this horse shit is more important. Please don't think that. No, no, no. No. Some people can multitask. And if the media is covering something, the media is not going to solve shit anyway.
Find Sebastian. The Bauer Sox were in court too, as they also have orders of protection against
that damn tooth. That friggin' tooth. From Papa. Bauer Sox. Good God. Shark Week in Tennessee. Y'all have all that money. Get you some Invisalign. I really hope on their anniversary he don't drop downtown. You've got to be kidding me. That would rip something off. Fuck. If I saw that girl coming at me, I'd be like, no way. Not even my ass.
search for Sebastian. This is distracting from the main focus of all of this, to find Sebastian. The Bauer Sox were in court too, as they also have orders of protection against Bullhorn Betty. I find it interesting how the Proudfoots and Bauer Sox will go to court, pay legal fees and all that, but didn't offer a reward for information leading to the whereabouts of their son.
Jeez. And if people don't have money to go to the dentist, I totally get it, but they do. Goodness, that grosses me out. All right, we have a lot going on, and I mean a lot, my friends. Some people have been doing some important things, and there's some TikTokers that put together $22,000 to put up billboards nationwide to help find Sebastian.
By the end of 32 and a half hours, we had raised $22,206 for billboards.
Now, I don't know this girl, but I would love to give her some advice because we have seen this crowdfunding before and it goes haywire. I mean, it goes haywire every time. Please open up a savings account. Do not put it in your checking account. When people say to me, can I send you some money so we can get billboards or flyers? My answer is always no. No. You know why? Because for one, I don't want to pay taxes on it. I don't want to. I'm also not an accountant. I'm not an accountant. Pat K is my accountant. No, I don't hold on to people's money. Now, there's been a few shows when I'm like, you know, if you want to put money in for this or money in for this, that's easy enough. But oh, hell no. No. Could you imagine me with $22,000? You got to be kidding me. I'd have lip fillers, Mexican food, and a ton of beer in the backyard. I'd forget about the billboards. Moo!
More than 6 months since he disappeared, still no sign of Sebastian Rogers. Now TikTokers are raising money to put up billboards of the missing Sumner County teenager nationwide. Good evening, everybody. I'm Scott Couch. Megan has the night off. Billboards aren't just the latest effort to find out what happened to this 15-year-old with autism. Fox 17 News' Caitlin Miller is now live at the Sumner County Sheriff's Department in Gallatin with how social media creators are keeping this search in the spotlight.
Yes, well, the two TikTokers said that they had no intention on making this a big social media push to raise money. But one of the TikTokers was going live and saying how they were going to match the other's donation. And then other people chimed in saying they wanted to donate. And next thing you know, they were raising more than $20,000 for Sebastian Rogers. They're known as Barbecue Lady and Tammy on TikTok. The two decided to help.
Okay, so Barbecue Lady and Tammy have raised $22,000. Now, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. Little do Barbecue Lady and Tammy understand that if that hit their PayPal, their Cash App, their Venmo, guess who's going to get a big tax bill? Barbecue Lady and Tammy. And good luck not paying taxes. What do they say? Death and taxes? What do we say around here all the time? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. And anyone that knows where Sebastian is could give a rat's ass about a billboard. Okay? I can't tell you how many billboards I see when I'm driving down 75, 169, Highway 44, Highway 40. It goes in one ear and out the other, one eye and out the other. You think I'm going to pull over to the side of the highway and go, oop, I better take a picture and I'm going to figure this out? No. I'm not saying it's bad. I am not at all saying advocacy is bad. I think about Lieutenant Joe Kendrick. He is amazing. He said flyers work for 12 hours because in all reality, that's what they have to find a child.
Help fund a billboard for missing Sumner County teen Sebastian Rogers. The autistic boy vanished without a trace on February 25th. But when the Barbecue Lady went live, their effort got a lot more attention than they were both expecting.
It's like a snowball effect. It was like all these large creators started coming in, and then their following started coming in, and then it just kept going from there.
It reached so many people across the nation that TikTok user Emily Crawford from Seattle saw it and matched the donations she received.
Missing kids holds a very special place in my heart because they need advocacy, and it falls on our shoulders to promote that.
And now Barbecue Lady says they've selected 104 billboards across the country that will look like this.
We did hand select these based on getting as much exposure in the most heavily trafficked patterns along the interstates.
That Barbecue Lady explains has the ability to make millions of impressions. To raise awareness about what Sebastian Rogers looks like, the fact that he is still missing, and that the FBI is offering a $50,000 reward.
Somewhere, somebody has seen him and will maybe call that. And now that the FBI has actually added an award, a reward for that, then we're hoping that also will trigger someone to make that phone call
in order to finally get some answers. And once they see the impressions that their billboards are getting, they will adjust the locations accordingly. And if there's any leftover money, they will use that for further missing persons cases. Reporting live.
And that is amazing. Now, let me ask all of you, I want your opinion. If the FBI isn't putting up billboards, then why do civilians think it's going to find him almost 7 months later? It's just a question. I'm not trying to start an argument. I'm going to drop the link and see what you all think. This is why. Lee Bird, hang on, said FBI don't put up billboards. FBI does. They actually have a billboard in North Carolina for Madalena Kojakari. It has their phone number on it. They do. Sometimes they put them in certain spots right by a suspect's house. Yeah, they do.
And some have wondered about the home itself.
The house was searched at least 10 times.
Dogs?
Dogs, yeah.
Widener says bloodhounds and cadaver dogs were used, but contrary to some reports,
None of them, my understanding.
Listen to that again.
and some have wondered about the home itself.
The house was searched at least 10 times.
Dogs?
Dogs, yeah.
Widener says bloodhounds and cadaver dogs were used, but contrary to some reports, and some have wondered about the home itself.
The house was searched at least 10 times.
Okay, so the house was searched at least 10 times. Dogs? Dogs don't lie. They don't. I was up late last night going through some body cam about Madeline Soto. The dogs knew exactly what they were smelling. Hold on, we have a friend backstage. Janet, you do not have to have your camera on, but you're welcome to because you are beautiful. Welcome, Janet.
Welcome. I'm just confused by the Proud Feet. I lost a child Christmas 2021. It was a unknown cardiac problem, but that's just my issue, I guess. I don't have any hard facts. I just don't see them grieving.
I don't either. But do we all have to grieve in public?
I understand. When I see Seth, as much as I see crazy, not crazy, as much as I see him acting out, lashing out, kind of being immature in some of his decisions, but I see grief. I see a dad that's desperate, and I just
wouldn't
see that.
Wouldn't be. I would want every resource I could get.
Exactly. I just this go Go look over there. Go look over there. Go look over there. Now we're in court like a circus. It's just, I'm frustrated.
And you have to feel bad for Seth because, you know, they have like their own tip line. Okay. No one has ever accused Seth of being like the most eloquent person in the world. Who would be? But I mean, look at some of the people that have called into the tip line.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
And they go to basically parts unknown where there's no way Sebastian could be there. Excuse me, I have a cough. I mean,
and now the money's going to draw out even crazier people, but
he's
willing to listen and do anything. He's so desperate. And what good is a billboard going to do? Nobody driving down the road is going to be like, you know, I think I saw him in Aunt Beth's cellar tied up. Come on.
Well, I mean, some people pay attention to him and some people, you know, keep their eyes straight, you know, on the road like me.
But if he is hid out somewhere, he's not hid out where somebody's going to run across him. He's hid. I mean, he's hid. I don't think this is an Elizabeth. I mean, if it was an Elizabeth Smart situation, she was underground.
She was, and her identity was changed. She knew who she was. But what do you think about these people that say his identity was changed and he was put into a school for children with autism? How does that make any sense? Who has ever put a child into school without any sort of identification?
No, I'm sorry. No. There's so many faculty out of school. They would surely have seen the news. Nobody's going to risk everything for that. And these underground children hideouts that they're talking about, those are for kids that are being hidden from an abuse, you know, where the court has said this child has to go with X and you're convinced the child is being abused there. This was not that situation.
Brutally Honest 78 said, yeah, stop doing everything you can for Sebastian. Let it go cold. He's not worth a billboard. Law enforcement said it's nowhere near cold.
No.
How ridiculous y'all sound. I don't know who y'all is. No,
it's not cold. Tips are coming in every day.
Yeah, no one's saying that it's a bad thing to have any advocacy. Now, if you just want to go from chat to chat to chat to chat to argue, this is not the place. It's just not.
We're Sebastian's army. I'm not
and we
giving
don't just
up
talk
on him.
about Sebastian. We talk about many other cases.
We just can't give up on them when they pull on our heartstrings.
No. Now, listen to this and tell me what you think, beautiful lady.
Aw.
And some have wondered about the home itself. The house was searched at least 10 times. Dogs?
Okay, let's listen to the evidence. Let's listen to the facts. The house was searched at least 10 times. Dogs and all.
Right.
I'm not here to cases. Oh, you have some background noise.
Yeah, where did that just suddenly pop up from? I'm blaming the cat.
I blame my cat for everything, so you're in good company.
Sorry, I'll have to drop out. I don't want to do that to you.
That's okay. All right.
All right. Thanks so much.
Love her. Janet is such a beautiful lady. ICU said they don't search a house 10 times for a runaway. Yeah. We have so many all-knowing people that say they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. You only have the first 48 hours. I mean, that's what they say. But I am so tired of the whole runaway thing. I can't stand it. I don't care if your child is 5 minutes away from being 18. They're not a runaway. They're missing.
Dogs. Yeah. Widener says bloodhounds and cadaver dogs were used, but contrary to some reports, none of them, my understanding, were actually on a trail that was following Sebastian. And so
that is extremely important. Extremely. And I'm not saying that law enforcement has to tell us what they know. Hell no. That's insane to tell us anything. You know why? Because people are crazy. And they think they can be in a Facebook group or they can watch a YouTube chat and have it solved. All right, here is the hearing for yesterday.
And I'll set this matter for hearing. On October the 23rd.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now that takes care of the criminal matter.
Okay, my understanding from this hearing is that there's 2 court dates in October. 2. And if what I am reading is true, Pearl Betty, Andra, could possibly get jail time for all the violations. You see, when a judge says STFU, that means you do it. They don't need your help. They don't want your help. What upsets me about this is not the advocacy. It's not about her trying to help at all. None of that. None of that. Seth, being law enforcement, knows she can't solve this case. He knows it. But he knows that she is loud. And it probably, as a father, makes him feel better. Okay? Probably makes him feel better. You know when they say, circle the wagons. Circle the wagons. So when that happens, someone, I'll say like Seth, he's probably never had a lot of support in his life. I mean, look, where's his mom, Robin? Where's his mom, Robin? Where did she go? She was called crazy on another show. People were upset with her, namely Seth, because she called TBI because she wanted her own answers. Yada said she didn't violate the order. We don't know that until they get to court next month. We don't know that. We know there's several violations. Hey, look, I don't write the law, my friend. I don't write the law. And some people are writing soap operas and not looking at reality.
Now, as to the issues before the court, there is pending a Rule 60.02 motion filed by the defendant, Mr. Griffin, in these order protection hearings as it relates to the order protection on Terry Bowersox Sr., Maddie Bowersox, and Katie Lynn Proudfoot. The matter pending is still pending.
Okay, he said it's still pending. It's still pending. It's still pending. Here's the whole thing. It's one thing to get one protective order. But to get 4? Somebody took something seriously. Now, the truth is, she has really been the only YouTuber. I know she didn't like to be called that. She can't stand it. She doesn't like it. She says she's a journalist. Now, I don't know what school she went to become a journalist. I know she got in trouble in different places for printing up a badge and saying she is a journalist. I mean, I remember that. I don't really pay that much attention to her. So, I mean, we will just have to see what happens if you want to know the truth. And thank you, Pat K. Thank you, GB Folk. Look at y'all. It's raining. Y'all gotta be kidding me. We have new friends in the Crime Lines and Lies family.
With Christopher Proudfoot.
Your Honor, our Rule 60 was intended to cover all of those orders of protection.
There's 4 of them that are listed there.
Thank you.
If not, they're all listed on the sheet. The only issue is the matter regarding Christopher Proudfoot is still an ex parte order, as it's never had a hearing on that day. And so any motion to reconsider or set that aside would be premature because we've never had an issue. We've not had a hearing on that matter. It was set for last Thursday and it was continued on to this Thursday. So that Rule 60.02 motion to reconsider judgments as to Mr. Proudfoot is hereby denied because that is premature in its filing. And so, Mr. Frizzell, if you'll do an order as it relates to Christopher Proudfoot, I think his case is case number 3893, 2024.
Hang on. Lisa said this judge intimidated the shit out of me for some reason. Well, it seems like he was on his best behavior in front of the cameras. Woo! And to be quite honest, without social media, you're not going to find any information on missing children's cases. You know why? Because the mainstream media, they aren't going to cover it. They're just not going to.
Civil, because it's premature at this time. Also in front of me is the state's motion to clarify the intent of the order of protection. The order of protection speaks for itself. It's pretty plain in its language, but it covers what it doesn't cover. Mr. Frizzell, you had, in full disclosure, I met with counsel for Ms. Griffin for the state of Tennessee and for the Bowersox and Ms. Proudfoot in chambers before coming out. The parties have asked this court to set this matter to a hearing date separately than from today. You know, in my consideration, I will grant this continuance, but it's only going to be for a short period of time because we have order of protections involved. These order of protections that are filed are in effect, as the court sees them, they're in effect currently as except to Mr. Proudfoot's, which is an ex parte, and it remains in effect as an ex parte until we have a hearing on all of these matters at the same time. Council will get their calendars out. Mr. Moore, are you going to represent, you and Mr. Kowski going to represent the Bowersox and the Proudfoots, or just one party?
Your Honor, I believe we can do both because that's the same.
You're going to represent all 4 parties then? There's 4 different orders of protection. There's one that's been granted for Terry Bowersox, Senior, Maddie Bowersox, Katie Proudfoot. The only one that has not been heard yet is Christopher A. Proudfoot, and that was set. And I'll set that for a hearing on the same day that we take all of these up at the same time.
Yes, Your Honor.
What the hell is up with the 5 o'clock shadow and the porn mustache? Come on, man. You're in front of the judge.
And you and Mr. Kowski are represent the Bowersox and the Proudfoots are just one party.
Your Honor, I believe we can do both because it does seem to be the same.
You're going to represent all 4 parties then? There's 4 different orders of protection. There's one that's been granted for Terry Bowersox, Senior, Maddie Bowersox, Katie Proudfoot. The only one that has not been heard yet is Christopher A. Proudfoot, and that was set. And I'll set that for a hearing on the same day that we take all of these up at the same time.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe it was our agreement with the Proudfoots. We represent Katie Proudfoot and Christopher Proudfoot. We can certainly talk to them about potentially representing Bowersox if they need representation, but as it stands right now.
Okay. I just want to make sure that's clear for the record of who your clients are.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I don't want to address you in matters regarding the Bowersox if you're not representing you. Council, if you'll check your calendars for October the 10th.
Okay, I want to address this comment. Yada, so glad you're here, said in the petition for summer visitation of faith, the Proudfeets stated they were not in any danger. Well, oh my goodness, how that changed. When she went home, went back to her mama, then something changed. Then suddenly we're crying a river of tears. And look at the Temu Billy Ray Cyrus right there. He looks like he's about to take a nap. At one point, he put his head down. Who's running this ship? Who is steering the boat is what I want to know. Who is making these decisions? Is it Katie? Is it Chris? Or is it the Bowersox? Classless MFs for sure. Who was egging him on for a week to file his own protective order? And I'm going to be honest, whatever happens with Bullhorn Betty, that's between her and the law and her attorney. 100%. I understand it makes for great internet. I get it. And I've done everything I can to stay away from it. But in the midst of all this craziness, there is a missing little boy.
I'm open, Your Honor.
State.
Judge, I may potentially be at a jury trial that day, but if not, I can.
I'm going to set it for the 10th. Mr. Moore, are you available that day?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to set this matter. I have orders of protection that morning set on my civil docket that morning anyhow. What I'll do is tentatively set this for 11 o'clock on October the 10th. and we'll address all the issues that are outstanding in this matter. Ms. Griffin, until then, the order of protections as it relates to Mr. Bowersox, Ms. Bowersox, and Mr. Proudfoot are in effect until, and the ex parte order is in effect as it relates to Mr. Proudfoot. The difference is the penalties if you violate those are different for one having been ordered and one that is an ex parte. Those are the differences between those. Any other matters we need to take up, counsel, from the state? All right.
Your Honor, we would simply ask that the copy of the statute we provided to the court be entered into the record.
If you're going to file any, are you anticipating filing any other matters? Just include that with what you're going to file. That way it's in the record. What you provide me back in chambers is not adequate.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Attached back in this file. So
thank you.
Do that. And anything, Mr. Moore, if you intend to file on anything in the state, I would ask that you all, if you have any motions that you're going to file, please have them filed by Monday, September 30th at noon.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you'll also include that in that order, Mr. Frizzell, for the court's signature, and make sure that all the parties are signed. That'll be your order of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor. The date again in September for the motions to be filed.
September 30th, Monday, September 30th at 9 o'clock for the motions. And then we'll have a hearing beginning at 11, as close as possible, beginning at 11. It depends on how the morning goes with the order of protections that morning, how many I have and how many hearings we have on things.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Well, and unfortunately, we're not going to know until the motions are filed on the 30th of this month and they go in front of the judge again, how it's going to shake out. But according to the judge, the protection orders stay in place. We can scream, we can yell, we can stomp our feet, we can do everything. However, some people, and I don't mean you guys in here, I don't mean any of you, don't realize that some havoc has been caused in other cases. And it's just not healthy. It's not healthy for the case. It's not healthy for the person spending their subscribers' money doing this. It doesn't solve a crime. It hasn't. It never has. Okay, this is from Every Day with Jay that put this together. Does anyone think, opinion only, that Seth possibly got all gussied up in order to try to impress Katie? Anyone? Anyone? Yes, we know there are rumors out that Seth and Betty are a couple now. If they are, ride off into the sunset. Please do. Enjoy. I think what it comes down to, I think he is still madly in love with Katie. I do. He has spoken about nuclear family. He has spoken about when he realized she was done with him. He has a lot of resentment. He has a huge broken heart. And I really honestly think that he's a good dude. I do. No one's going to walk out there looking like Matthew McConaughey and be ready for the cameras. That's not going to happen. Okay?
I just want audience to.
Hold on one second. I'm going to answer a couple of comments. Give me a second. I just really wish, I don't like the division in families when everyone should stand together for the child. I don't. Sebastian is missing. What are you going to use to get bees? Are you going to use vinegar or honey? And I'm not saying that behind the scenes, he didn't do all of that. It seems to me that they have always somehow manipulated him. But the past is out. And some people say the past doesn't matter. The past, when it comes to certain situations, do. Okay, they do. If you threw a cigarette out your window and you got a ticket, no one's going to worry about that 20 years later. Well, unless you keep doing it. They're going to be like, oh, I did that before. Seth had no business in his 20s. And again, this is my opinion, communicating with a 12-year-old Katie. I think it comes down to this. Do you ever get over your first love? Do you? Most people don't remember them. Most people have forgotten about that. They don't think about that person by the locker when they were in middle school or in junior high. I think the reason, again, my opinion, that his mother went away is because she said some things to other people, giving some insight into how he met Katie Proudfeet, medical procedures that she had before they got married, and she had Sebastian at 19. It seems to me that Katie has moved on. Has anyone thought that maybe Katie is so resentful of Seth for whatever reason? And hey, it's their business, not mine. That she looked at Sebastian with resentment and had no problem having a brand spanking new family with Faith. Because you have to admit, what she went through as a young girl would be hard to wrap your brain around. It would be. Then you get into your 20s and you realize, hey, this dude in his 20s that told me I was going to be his when I was 12, 13, 14 seems a little creepy to me now. I still think, again, in my opinion, because you have to say that on YouTube, Seth is still holding a torch.
Understand, there was a time when things were good. There was a time when you wanted to join in matrimony and have a family. So can you bring us back sort of to that day when it happened and so on, and just bring us up
We
into
got married the day after my birthday. We got married June 21st, 2008. It was a very hot summer day. I remember our vehicle didn't have air conditioning. I didn't get to spend the night at my house, so I was over sleeping on a couch at a friend's house because can't be in the house with the bride the night before the wedding. Kind of take the risk. So yeah. And literally the stress of it all, I actually had a migraine the whole night. So it's not like I got to do anything fun or exciting. I was sitting there like, I need water, I need ibuprofen, and I need my head smashed in with a hammer.
What did you wear? Traditional tuxedo, or was it a cowboy wedding? What did you wear?
I wore it was a tuxedo. Well, no, it was a suit, brown suit. She was in a dress, beautiful dress. She was beautiful. I mean, I still remember some of the comments that she made that, she was like, you've never,
Big breath.
It seems to me that Seth and Tony have had a lot of conversations about his relationship, marriage with Katie. Because when he says deep breath, my understanding is Seth gets extremely upset if he even starts to reminisce about Katie. So when Tony says deep breath, well, he knows he's about to get upset.
it was a tuxedo. Well, no, it was a suit, brown suit. She was in a dress, beautiful dress. She was beautiful. I mean, I still remember some of the comments that she made that, she was like, you've never,
Big breath. Let's move on, Jen.
Let's move on, Jen. Now, my great grandmother, I'm sorry, maybe great great grandmother, she got married when she was 13. Okay, now that was before the 1900s. All right. So when people say, who cares what happened 10 years ago? It's all going to be part of the trial. If you follow a case to the end, you're going to hear everything from when Seth and Katie first met through their divorce. They're not going to stand up there for 20 minutes and go, this is what happened that day. Let's move on. That's not how it's going to go. And Lord knows, I don't know how to conduct a trial. I wouldn't know how to convince 12 people of anything. Hell no. And I would think that Seth's mother would explain to him that, listen, she's too young for you. She's the one that said she took Katie for the vitamin A he was complaining about because they lost 2 children before Sebastian? That's the reason I think his mother doesn't speak anymore. She might be worried that she could be in trouble. And the last grip that Seth had on Katie was Sebastian. That was his only common link. According to Robin, she had to take Katie for a procedure when she was 14 and when she was 16, and she had Sebastian at 19. I wasn't there. I cannot verify. It's just absolutely crazy. I really wish somebody would get into Seth's head and level with him and just say the way to do this is communicate with law enforcement. They might at some point respect and trust you enough. And he says he is law enforcement, so he should know. Excuse me. He should know. So the best way to do it is follow their lead.
I'm tired of the incompetence of the people who's supposed to protect our kids.
Okay, the incompetence of protecting your child would be the person he was with the night he went missing. That would be your ex-wife. If law enforcement will not talk with him, it's because they don't trust him. They're afraid he's going to run out there like he's done before, and he's going to spill something he doesn't need to spill. If you've been around here more than a minute, you know we have covered many, many cases. And law enforcement wants to talk to the people involved. 100%. 100%. If you follow a case to the end, you'll see who all worked law enforcement.
They're supposed to protect us. They're supposed to keep our community safe. And yet they don't. And nobody holds them accountable or responsible. And it's the community that's supposed to be holding them responsible. Right now, they're holding an election for some douchebag that doesn't even understand that I am missing my son.
You know, and this is proof right here that he's being influenced for drama, as people call it, drama. Again, you want bees, use honey.
I'm tired of the incompetence of the people who's supposed to protect our kids. They're supposed to protect us. They're supposed to keep our.
He should know. Seth is vulnerable. Okay? Seth is vulnerable. Seth is vulnerable. Seth gets a pass around here. Now, I will say something when he does something crazy stupid. I'll be like, yeah, no. Now, Seth, not a good look. Now, Seth, don't do that. Now, Seth. No, Seth. You're not going to do any good being at the courthouse for Bullhorn Betty. It's not going to change the outcome. Not going to. No, not going to happen. I understand you're out looking for your son. I can't imagine what kind of terrain he's been covering. I can't imagine. I don't know what he's doing. I know there's been other people that have been searching, and they say that he sits in his truck and just smokes cigarettes. Wasn't there? I don't know. Stacy, thank you so much for the super sticker. If you all can show some love, please do it. It takes a second to hit that like and share this out. Seth is an extremely sympathetic character. He breaks my heart. He's like a big old teddy bear. I just see that he is manipulated so easily. And let me explain this. If another man sent a text message to my husband and said, don't be mad, but your son is missing, I can tell you right now, my husband would be at someone's doorstep beating someone's ass to a pulp, going, hey, you know what? I'll take the misdemeanor. I'm not going to kill you, but I'll take the misdemeanor. But what do you mean, don't be mad, your son is missing, when my son was in your home? But he just took it. I think he's a person that is easy to bully. And I think that's the reason that it's easy for him to have certain people around him that can easily influence him. Hold on, I'm going to try to call my husband real quick, and you guys can hear from him as to what exactly he would do. Y'all have a second to talk to my husband?
Hello.
Hey, honey, what are you doing?
I just docked.
Ooh, way to go. Super duper. So let me ask you a question. If some dude called you, let's say, your ex-wife's boyfriend, and said, don't be mad, but I can't find your son. Okay, what would you do?
I take a deep breath first and foremost, but secondly, there'd be someone be accountable.
And a text message at that.
Not even a phone call?
Yeah.
Fucking douchebag.
Okay, now this is a PG show, Greg, okay?
Oh, silly jerk. Is that better?
There you go. There you go. Don't be mad. He's missing. Now, we have spoke about this on the show many, many times. When you say a word like missing means forget it. It's gone. It's over. Can't find is a different story.
Yeah, missing's pretty matter of fact of a statement. Don't know where your son is. That would be more applicable, I would think.
Well, I mean, how about this? Have you seen Sebastian? We can't find him. Have you heard from Sebastian?
From him? Yeah. Yep. That would definitely be a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Because I couldn't imagine if I received a message that said, don't be mad, but your son is missing.
That would probably make me go unglued getting a text message like that.
Unglued, I would jump out of my skin. I'd be in the truck and I'd be on the way to someone's house tearing it up saying, what do you mean?
Someone would have a knot jerk in them, that's for damn sure.
Now, you're a man. Do you think, opinion only, that maybe Seth is a little easy to push around?
Yeah, he's a weaker dude. He definitely is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
100%.
Well, I mean, I couldn't imagine. I mean, don't get me wrong. The boys have gotten lost before, but I would never just send a text to their father and say, hey, don't be mad, but I can't find, or I couldn't even think about saying missing.
No, doesn't even make sense.
But don't be mad, as opposed to, have you heard from Sebastian, who knows his phone number, really tells me all I need to know.
It doesn't look good. Let's put it that way. Let's look at it for brass tacks. It doesn't look good. The statement in and of itself is very, very, what's the word I want to use? Convicting. That's the word I want to use, convicting.
Mm-hmm. All right, sweetheart. I'll let you get back to work. I love you.
All right. I'm still in here. I'll love you too, baby. Good show.
All right, so I'm just getting a man's point of view, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, DT driver is a man. Absolutely. I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up. You are more than welcome.
I'm tired of the incompetence of the people who are supposed to protect our kids. They're supposed to protect us. They're supposed to keep our community safe. And yet they don't. And nobody holds them accountable or responsible. And it's the community that's supposed to be holding them responsible. Right now, they're holding an election for some douchebag.
Yeah. Again, you want to be, you get some honey. You get some zinnias. You get some roses. You get some sunflowers. You don't go and call the sheriff a douchebag. Well, do you all have a little bit more time, or do you all want to go and do this another day? Because there's some other things that I want to go through, but it's totally up to you. Fine, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I want to go through this breakdown from Pat Brown. She's a criminal profiler. I damn sure am not.
Hello, everyone. This is criminal profiler Pat Brown, and I've been asked to give my commentary, my analysis of the Sebastian Rogers case. That's a missing boy, the missing autistic boy in Tennessee. And he's been missing a couple weeks now at the time of this video. And I've been waiting to discuss this because I've been trying to find enough information as much as I can before I jump to any conclusions. But there are huge red flags that I have found in the interview done with the mom, Katie Proudfoot, the stepdad, Chris Proudfoot, and they're extremely concerning to me. Now, I'll say this up front. I'm not accusing anybody of having done anything. But if I were a detective working on this case or a profiler working on this case, these are things that stand out to me and would make me look further in a certain direction. Okay? Because that's the way investigations go. It doesn't mean the person is guilty until you find enough evidence that they are.
Okay. Unlike some people, I do watch chat. Diana Bond, so glad you're here. What if Sebastian did not make it back from the Texas Roadhouse alive? That would change the whole timeline. Hold on. Let me tell you how you are exactly right. Because it's called common goddamn sense. Hence why Katie couldn't keep her time straight. We went from 9 p.m., 10 p.m., midnight. There is not one scent of him around there. There is no proof he ever arrived back home. We had a wonderful person, just like you, Diana, that said, how do we know she didn't get into it with Sebastian and kick him out of the car and say, walk back home, and something from there happened? It makes no sense that he was ever back at that house. Ever. Who the hell keeps calling me? Hang on, it's my neighbor. Makes no sense. And that thud she conveniently heard much later, I don't think there was ever a thud. I think that is a manufactured tip. It's his chore to take out the trash. Oh, okay. Then why did the dogs not pick up his scent? We have heard from the man that's in charge of the case, and it's not Craddock that people can't stand. He's not in charge of the case locally. We have searched that house 10 times, dogs, you name it. I am so glad you brought that up, Diana. Everyone, let's have a round of applause for Diana.
Guilty. It just means that, we're just trying to figure out, do I look this direction, or how much effort? Do I put 50-50 or 80-20 or 90-10? This is how detectives have to pursue cases. They have to put the manpower and the money to where they're going to have the most likely success in solving the case. So I'm going to give you my analysis of this. I'm going to start out with the the big red flags first, just so you don't think you have to wait to the end of the video to get there. I'm not trying to hold you up, keep you on this video. But once I show you the big red flags, I do encourage you to stay with the video, because I will then go into the other things that also are concerning and my analysis of what I actually think happened based on what I know so far. So, all right, let's get to this. Oh, before I start, hey, please, this is an educational channel. Please do subscribe to the channel. It keeps us going. Oh, it keeps me going because there's no us. It's just me. They're starting to go on the, how are you feeling? Blah, blah, blah. How is it for you? It's like this emotional thing because they want to do the human interest side of things rather than find this child who's missing, which is very annoying to me. So I'm going to analyze things from this video now. And I want to tell you what kind of analysis I do as far as statement analysis goes. There is a person out here who I respect